Europe's leading sailing circuit moves to Majorca, and the stars of world sailing are out to win. The series is halfway through. The competition is tighter than ever. They call it the Champions League of Sailing, the 2008 Audi MedCup. The 2008 Audi MedCup is coming to a head. There have been highs and lows, drama and disaster. For some, dreams have been shattered. For others, they're close to becoming reality. The race is on to find a winner. The tour takes in Europe's most glamorous and challenging sailing locations, 6 premier regattas in Italy, France, Spain and Portugal. Puerto Portal's Majorca hosted the stars of world sailing for round 4, the Breitling Regatta. Olympic legends, America's Cup winners and world champions are all vying to be Audi MedCup winners. Even the King of Spain, His Majesty Don Juan Carlos, competing. Breitling were the early series leaders until they were overtaken by Terry Hutchinson's US team, making Quantum the boat to beat.
As long as we keep looking forward and keep focused forward, really the only people that affect our winning and losing is us. If somebody beats us, then they've done a better job. I just think that we have to continue to focus forward and not look behind us, because we know they're coming, so it doesn't really do any good if you look behind you.
4 boats have emerged as serious contenders to be 2008 champions. Spain's Breitling, defending champions Artemis, and Mean Machine are all capable of catching Quantum.
We didn't go so well in the big breeze of Marseille and had a crash, and one thing led to another. Now we feel like we're on the upslope again, and if we have a good week in Breitling, we could be in contention again for the top spot.
Mean Machine backed words with deeds on the racecourse, winning 3 out of the first 6 races sailed, and look set for a repeat performance of their runaway win in round 1. Argentina's Matador were Mean Machine's main rival with 2 wins in 2 days. 11th in one race, Terry Hutchinson followed with a string of seconds, keeping Quantum in contention. After an average first day, Jose Cusi's Breitling needed a win, and in race 4, the King delivered. But the Spanish team struggled for the remainder of day 2, meaning they had tumbled down the leaderboard by day's end. At the halfway point of the regatta, Monaco's Mean Machine had opened up a 7-point lead on Matador. The tour so far has taken its toll. 2/3 of the fleet are no longer in contention to win the Audi MedCup. Some big names have fallen by the wayside, but while their dreams of 2008 glory may be gone, they have far from given up.
No, obviously you don't get credit for what you achieved before. So always you are at the start line with everyone else and you have to do good at that moment, at that regatta. So there's no credit for achievements before.
We are sportsmen. We need to try to win as much regatta as we can from here to the finish. And at the end, maybe we will see under the line if we are leading or behind, doesn't matter. But we need to sail well, that's our goal.
Each Audi MedCup racing venue has its special features that affect tactics out on the course. Mucho Madrilena's navigator, Nacho Postigo, is a Palma local and knows better than most what's in store in the 34-mile double points coastal race.
Hola, I'm Nacho Postigo, Mucho Madrileña navigator. Here you can see the fantastic village of Puerto Portal in the island of Majorca, where the racing boats are ready for another day of racing. Bueno, the great thing about this race is what the locals call the embat. And the embat is a thermal wind every day. At 1 o'clock, the wind kicks in. It's just filling the bay, and it's fantastic for sailing. Tricky part is that the wind changes a lot from one end of the bay to the other end. Picking up the right spots and avoiding the light spots of wind is going to be the key for winning this week in Palma.
The Bay of Palma behaved as Postigo predicted for the coaster race, and getting a good start was crucial. Quantum got it right. Mean Machine badly wrong. Last off the start line, it was a mistake that would cost them dearly. After 2 hours, the race for the lead was between Platoon and Quantum. Platoon leading around the island towards the halfway scoring gate. The decisive moment came at the halfway stage when Quantum stole the lead and never looked back. At the back of the fleet, Mean Machine's race was as good as over, paying heavily for their bad start. Defending champions Artemis picked their way through the fleet, but there was no catching Quantum. The Americans won both stages of the race, a crucial victory that took them to the top of the leaderboard. Jochen Schumann's Platoon were the biggest movers, jumping from 5th to 2nd on the table.
Being top 3, this is our aim, and let's see if we can finish like that at the end of the week.
It was a black day for Mean Machine. They'd started the day first and finished 5th.
You see, you don't mind having a tough day, you know, as long as, but when it's just, there's just no chance, it does get frustrating.
Day 4 turned out to be decisive. Matador were the masters of race 8, passing Quantum upwind, taking their 3rd win of the series. Race 9 turned into a 5-way scrap. Platoon and Quantum were the early leaders, along with Matador. But Mean Machine and Artemis gambled and won on the first downwind leg, only to lose everything they'd gained going back upwind. Quantum took the victory, their 3rd win, tightening their grip on the regatta and the series. And when the breeze failed the fleet on the final day, Quantum became the first team since 2006 to win back-to-back MedCup regattas.
The fact that we've won the last 2 events has been very good, but we also, as always, we have the utmost respect for our competition, and a 30-point lead for the season isn't enough. But I think we're going to keep working very, very hard and make sure that the whole thing keeps going forward.
His Majesty Don Juan Carlos awarded the prizes, Quantum collecting both the Breitling trophies for leading the series and winning round 4 of the 2008 Audi MedCup.